Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome aboard the Pakwagen, or in German Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-4. This is this summer's reward vehicle. It is a rank 2 battle rating 3.0 vehicle and is equipped with a 75mm Pak 40-3L46 cannon. And it's equipped with, the gun itself is equipped with the mother of all muzzle brakes, I tell you that. So what is this vehicle? Well, basically it's a Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-2, but instead of the turret you have a Pak. That gun is for all intents and purposes like the 75mm on the Sd.Kfz.234 or the Panzer 4F2, but it has additional like 10mm of penetration, and the APCR is also very strong. It approaches nearly 200mm of penetration, but you don't have problems penetrating your average vehicle that you face with the APAG, the Panzergranate 39 in the first place. And here we are on Mostock, and yeah, I'm trying to flank this vehicle, and this is kind of a sweet spot battle. I have not played too many battles yet, but I kind of can tell you this. I really like this vehicle. In fact, I slightly love it, and that's saying a lot. It has drawbacks, of course. The maneuverability is excellent, the mobility is excellent, but when you go up a slope and it's too steep, you have all the drawbacks that you also have with the Tech 3 version being equipped with the turret with the 50mm. But it's really the side firepower punch. In this respect, put in certain circumstances, you can mimic a Hellcat at 3.0. And the gun is just brutal overkill, I have to tell it. The rate of fire, the penetration, the damage effect, the selection of shells, it's perfect. It's perfect. You can't really ask for anything better than that. Having said that though, the firing arc on this fixed 75mm are more generous than I thought. And look at that shot. Look at that. I love low tiers. 2 kills and going back into cover. 2 kills and now trying to flank more. Maybe even snatch a capture zone from the enemy. How about that? Yeah, this is something that the Germans miss. Fast vehicles. And yeah, I would prefer fast tanks with a turret, and the Puma itself, the Tech 3 version, doesn't quite cut it with the slow turret rotation speed, the 50mm with its inaccuracy and the lack of punch, to be honest. But overall, this gun is just, I love it. Is it worth though to go through all the quests and maybe even through the money to get this vehicle? Well, it's always difficult to say. If you have it, it's nice. You play it, you love it, but then after a time it loses its value. A lot of the reward vehicle that there are in the game. But this one is a bit special because I see this being a high tier kind of troll vehicle. One of the trolling aspects of this vehicle is that you can lose a crew member without any penalty to the reload or the overall performance of the gunner, because the gunner is also the loader. So one of the 2 drivers, one being in the front and one being in the back of the vehicle, they actually do the job, and I love this gun. I just love it. To be honest, initially I packed a few heat shells for dealing with lightly armored vehicles, but since the hull break got initiated, they lost kind of its value for that purpose. Yeah, misleading here on the IL-2. The machine gun is pretty nice. You can defend yourself a little bit, but it is actually Actually, a funny aspect of the machine gun is that it is manned by the rear-facing driver. So if you lose that guy, you lose the ability to shoot the machine gun, which is kind of strange if you look at the placement of that guy. I mean, he has really a relaxed job, doesn't he? So, yeah. And one further aspect is, this is not a tank review, although I go through the armor review and the X-ray at the end of the video. I have to say, it is a fun vehicle. I see this vehicle also perform decent in a special role at higher battle ratings. However, it can't really replace the wish for higher tier, more mobile tanks for the Germans with more punch and more maneuverability, especially when it goes up the slopes. So there is one, I'm not quite sure if I have mentioned it, there is one big issue with this tank. Oh, beautiful. Sorry about that. Okay, that was strange. I will edit that out. Forget about it. Okay. When you go up a slope and it's too steep, so you can't get up the hill, try to get a little bit sideways. You have enough maneuverability to reverse with perfect controllability, unlike tanks on slopes, which, you know, is a very strange thing. And look at this. Many people say that this tank has no armor. That is not correct. It has enough to withstand 50 cals that are not properly aimed for quite some time. And the driver is protected, but we will see this later on. So it's the maneuverability is, like with the Puma, a very mixed bag, very strange. While you have really great maneuverability for the cost of not being able to turn on the spot, it's better than to turn on the spot, because turning on the spot takes a while. Going around corners like that is great, but the gun handling is not the greatest in the, you know, as a counter argument. It's always pro and cons, but overall I think this vehicle has the ability to perform on wide maps. Mostark as a little version of Kursk for my personal taste. Kursk, of course, not so good in city streets because of the gun handling being not, you know, excellent like on a Hellcat with the turret rotation speed, the gun depression, and overall the ability to rotate the turret 360 degrees around, so also to go forward and just shoot sideways. This tank is missing it, but for 3.0 you are a monster. And German teams with that just totally bullied the hell out of Allied teams. So it's the complete opposite playing this tank than to play at 7.0 or 8.0 with the Germans, even with the Leopard, especially when it's stock. But this vehicle is fantastic. If it is worth it is up to you, but I really like it, and it has the option to play at higher battle ratings. So the income is okay, around about 30,000 silver lines, and 4,300 RP is quite nice. Let's just have a quick look at the armor and yeah, the actual income. You can see you do not really have ammunition costs. It's really great. Yeah, so I want to talk about the reward vehicles for another portion that is about that, or let's put it that way, German 3.0. Look at the lineup. Oh, it's just fantastic. The E7, Panzer 3N, all the good vehicles, even the Focke-Wulf 189 A1. It's just awesome. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I could give you quite some nice impressions. It was not an ace gameplay, but it was worth it because I could show off the various different abilities of the vehicle. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.